You've been told a story about happiness. It's a simple, comforting tale that everyone seems to agree on. The story says that happiness is a destination, a prize you win at the end of a long race. It's the corner office with the big window, the car that gleams under the streetlights, the number in your bank account, and the applause of the crowd. This is the map they hand you at the very beginning, the one that promises a treasure at the end of the road. Look at this man. He is playing the game perfectly. He smiles for the camera, his life a curated collection of perfect moments. Every post, every story, is a testament to his success, a carefully constructed image designed to win approval. He holds up his phone, and the screen floods with hearts and thumbs ups, a digital waterfall of validation. He believes that if enough people tell him he is happy, then surely it must be true. He is chasing echoes and calling it a conversation. The story continues. It tells you that happiness is something you can own, something you can buy and park in your driveway. He has followed this chapter too, acquiring the symbol of arrival. The new car is flawless, a metal and glass beast that reflects a distorted, elongated version of the world around it. It is a shield, a declaration to everyone on the street that he has made it. He polishes the hood, but he is really just trying to polish his own reflection, hoping to see a happier man staring back. He seeks happiness in the noise, in the shared laughter of a crowded room. Here, at a lavish party, he is the center of attention. People hang on his every word, their faces masks of admiration. He lifts his glass in a toast, the life of the party, the man who has it all. The music is loud, the lights are bright, and the energy is frantic. This, he has been told, is the peak of existence. It is a fortress against silence, a bulwark against the quiet questions that haunt the lonely hours. He stands before a mountain of material possessions, a throne built from his achievements. Boxes, gadgets, designer clothes, and symbols of wealth are piled high around him. Each object was once a promise, a small piece of the happiness puzzle he was trying to solve. Now they are just things. They form a wall around him, insulating him from the world, but also trapping him inside. He is a king, sitting on a throne of empty boxes, ruling over an empire of hollow promises he made to himself. This is the life you are encouraged to want. A life without friction, a life of constant pleasure and external reward. Society sells this dream because it is profitable. It keeps the wheels of commerce turning and the gears of the system grinding smoothly. It's a simple equation. Want more, buy more, be more. It's a path that is well lit and heavily trafficked. It feels safe precisely because everyone else is walking it alongside you, and no one dares to ask where it truly leads. He looks in the mirror and puts on his public face. It's a perfect mask, one of effortless confidence and contentment. He has practiced this smile 1,000 times. It is his armor in the daily battle for approval. He adjusts it, making sure no hint of doubt or weariness shows through. The man in the reflection is a stranger, a well-rehearsed actor, about to step onto a stage. But the performance is exhausting, and the mask is growing heavier with each passing day, cracking under the strain. Every night, the applause fades. The likes stop coming. The car is silent in the garage. The party is over. In the quiet of his expensive, empty home, a feeling creeps in. It's not sadness, not yet. It's a subtle emptiness, a hollowness that all his possessions cannot fill. It's the quiet hum of a question he is too afraid to ask himself. He has followed the map perfectly, so why does he feel so profoundly and utterly lost? The treasure chest is open, but inside there is nothing but dust. This feeling is the first crack in the beautiful lie. It's the loose thread that, once pulled, can unravel everything. It's a quiet whisper that says, "Is this all there is?" This is the moment the journey truly begins. Not the journey for happiness, but the journey for truth. A different path is about to reveal itself, not one of accumulation, but one of excavation. A path that leads not outward into the noisy world, but inward into the silent landscape of the self. From the shadows of his own mind, a figure begins to take shape. An old man in simple robes, with a face that holds no easy answers, only challenging questions. This is Socrates, the ghost in the machine of Western thought. He doesn't come with a new map or a better treasure. He comes with only one simple, world-shattering tool: a question. He is the voice that asks not, "What do you have?" but "Who are you?" His presence marks the end of comfortable certainty. The unraveling starts with a simple Socratic question that echoes in the man's mind. You have wealth, but do you have wisdom? He sits in his luxury car, but he is stuck in traffic, going nowhere. The engine is powerful, but he is powerless. The car, once a symbol of freedom, now feels like a gilded cage. He realizes he has spent years building the perfect vehicle, but has never once stopped to ask about the destination. The question hangs in the air, thick and uncomfortable. Another question follows. You have admirers, but do you have a friend? At another party, he is surrounded by people, yet he has never felt more alone. The laughter around him sounds like static. The faces are a blur of superficial smiles. He sees their mouths moving, but hears no meaning. In a sea of acquaintances, he is drowning in isolation. The validation he receives is wide but paper-thin. It offers no warmth, no true connection, no shelter from the cold truth of his solitude. The mask of happiness he wears begins to feel alien. It has fused to his skin, and the effort to keep it in place is becoming unbearable. In a quiet moment, he looks in the mirror and sees the porcelain smile, but his own eyes, peering through the mask's holes, are filled with a deep and profound weariness. He has become a stranger to himself, an actor who has forgotten his own face. The question arises, who is the real you behind the performance? He is running on a treadmill, a sleek, expensive machine in his private gym. He runs faster and faster, sweat pouring from his brow, but the scenery never changes. The wall in front of him is blank. This is the perfect metaphor for his life, a frantic, exhausting race to nowhere. He is putting in all the effort, following all the rules of success, but he is making no progress. He is simply burning energy to stay in the exact same empty, unsatisfying place. His possessions begin to feel like anchors, not wings. His beautiful home, once a source of pride, now feels like a museum of a life he was supposed to want. Each object is a silent reminder of a promise unfulfilled. The weight of it all is immense. He walks through the cluttered rooms, and heavy, invisible chains begin to form around his wrists and ankles, linking him to his sofa, his television, his trophies. He is a prisoner in a palace of his own making. The Socratic ghost appears again, not as a threat, but as a calm, inquisitive presence. He doesn't offer answers. Instead, he simply points. He points towards the man's own head, his own heart. The gesture is clear. The problem is not out there, in the world of cars and crowds and commerce. The problem is in here. The confusion, the emptiness, the feeling of being lost. Its source lies within your own unexamined beliefs, your own unquestioned assumptions about what it means to live a good life. The man begins to question the very foundation of his desires. Why did he want the car? Why did he crave the likes? Why did he need the applause? He realizes the answers are not his own. They were planted there by advertisements, by society, by tradition. He is living a life based on a script written by others. His desires are not authentic creations of his soul, but borrowed ambitions from a world that profits from his dissatisfaction. This realization is terrifying, but also liberating. He opens a book, but the pages are blank. He turns on the television, but the screen is just static. All the external sources of wisdom and distraction have failed him. The world's noise can no longer drown out the silence within. He is forced to confront the fact that he has consumed endless information, but has acquired very little knowledge, especially knowledge of the one subject that matters most, himself. The library of the world is useless when the book of the self remains unread. This emptiness creates a profound hunger for something real, not pleasure, but meaning, not distraction, but understanding. He is beginning to see that the pursuit of happiness has been a wild goose chase. The real goal was hiding in plain sight all along. It is the cultivation of the soul, the development of character, the pursuit of virtue. He is starting to understand that a good life is not about feeling good all the time, but about being good, regardless of the feeling. He looks out his window at the bustling city. He sees the crowds chasing the same things he once chased. But now he sees them differently. He doesn't see happy people. He sees tired people. He sees people wearing the same masks he wore, running the same races he ran, trapped in the same beautiful cages. He feels a sense of pity, not superiority. He understands their struggle because it was his own. The city is a grand stage for a play where everyone has forgotten they are acting. This stage of doubt is a necessary fire. It burns away the trivial, the false, and the inherited. It is painful and disorienting. To question everything you believe is to set yourself adrift on a lonely sea. But it is only in this wilderness of uncertainty that a new path can be found. You must be willing to admit, "I do not know," before you can ever truly begin to learn. This admission is not a weakness. It is the birth of authentic strength and the first step toward genuine wisdom. The core illusion is that you are separate from your happiness, that it is a thing over there, which you, over here, must go and get. You see it as a predator stalking its prey, but this creates a state of constant lack, of perpetual striving. You are always one purchase, one promotion, one relationship away from being complete. This mindset is the very source of your unhappiness. It is a game rigged against you, because the finish line moves every time you get close. The world outside is a mirror. It reflects your inner state. If your soul is chaotic, full of unexamined fears and ignorant desires, then the world will appear as a hostile, confusing place. You will project your inner turmoil onto everything you see. You will seek external solutions for internal problems, like trying to fix a crooked reflection by polishing the mirror. The journey must turn inward. The chaos is not in the world, it is in you, and so is the capacity for order. The Socratic questions chip away at the statue of his false self. You say this is good, but what is your definition of good? You say you want to be happy, but can you define happiness? He realizes his definitions are vague, borrowed, and full of contradictions. He has been navigating his entire life with a faulty compass, guided by words he has never bothered to understand. His certainty crumbles, replaced by the humbling and fertile ground of ignorance. This is where the real work can finally begin. The noise of the world fades. For the first time, the man sits in true silence. Not the empty silence of loneliness, but the rich, deep silence of introspection. He is not looking for answers from a book or a screen or a guru. He is listening to himself. He is observing his own thoughts as they arise and pass away. He is getting acquainted with the stranger who has been living inside him his entire life. This silence is the classroom where self-knowledge is taught. The idea of control begins to shift. He realizes he cannot control the traffic, the opinions of others, or the economy. His frantic efforts to manage the external world were a fool's errand. But he can control his responses. He can control his judgments. He can control his own character. This is the only domain where he has true power. He has been trying to captain the ocean, when all he ever needed to do was learn how to captain his own small, sturdy ship. The pursuit of pleasure is revealed as a trap. Pleasure is fleeting. It is a temporary spike that inevitably leads to a crash, creating a cycle of craving and disappointment. A life dedicated to chasing pleasure is a life on a roller coaster, full of thrilling highs and sickening lows, all of it ultimately meaningless. He starts to see that a deeper state of being, a calm contentment, is far more valuable than the frantic, momentary rush of pleasure. He seeks peace, not a party. He understands that his emotions are not him. They are weather patterns passing through the sky of his awareness. Before, he would identify with every storm, becoming the anger, the sadness, the fear. Now he learns to be the sky. He can observe the clouds as they gather and disperse without being swept away by them. This detachment is not coldness, it is clarity. It is the space needed to choose a virtuous response, rather than being a slave to a knee-jerk reaction. The fear of judgment from others begins to lose its power. He spent his life performing for a crowd that was too busy with their own performances to truly watch him anyway. Now he seeks the approval of only one judge, himself. His own reason, his own conscience. To be able to look at his own actions at the end of the day and say, I acted with virtue, I was honest, I was courageous, I was just. This becomes the only applause that matters. common lies fully exposed. It was a promise of a beautiful house that was built on a foundation of sand. The winds of doubt and the rains of introspection have washed it all away, leaving him standing on the bare, solid ground of reality. He is stripped of his illusions, his comforting lies, his borrowed ambitions. He has nothing. And in this nothingness, for the very first time, he has the space to build something real, something true, something that is entirely his own. Here is the truth they never told you, the core revelation of Socrates, so simple it is radical. Happiness is not a goal to be pursued, it is a consequence. It is the byproduct of a life lived in accordance with virtue. It is the feeling of harmony that arises when your actions are aligned with your deepest understanding of what is good. You don't chase happiness, you cultivate wisdom and virtue, and happiness follows, like a shadow on a sunny day. The most important task in life is not to make a living, but to make a soul. Think of your inner self as a garden. For years, you have neglected it. It is overgrown with the weeds of ignorance, fear, and lazy thinking. You tried to make it beautiful by placing expensive statues, the cars, the houses, the awards, on top of the weeds. But it was a futile effort. The Socratic path demands you forget the statues and start pulling the weeds, one by one. Know thyself. This is the foundation of everything. It is an instruction to become an archaeologist of your own mind. You must dig into your own beliefs, examining each one. Where did it come from? Is it true? Does it serve you? Most people live their whole lives as strangers to themselves, driven by forces they don't understand. To know yourself is to turn the light of awareness inward and map the landscape of your own soul. Without this map, you are forever lost. Socrates equated virtue with knowledge. This sounds strange, but it's simple. He believed no one does wrong willingly. We do what is wrong because we are ignorant of what is truly good for us. We chase pleasure because we mistakenly believe it will make us happy. We lie or cheat because we mistakenly believe it will benefit us. To gain knowledge, especially self-knowledge, is to start seeing what is truly good. And to see the good clearly is to be drawn to it, irresistibly. The unexamined life is not worth living. This is not an insult, it is a diagnosis. A life lived on autopilot, without reflection, without questioning, is a subhuman existence. It is to be a piece of driftwood on the ocean of life, tossed about by the waves of culture and impulse. To examine your life is to take the helm of the ship. It is to ask, why am I doing this? Is this the best way? Am I being the person I want to be? It is this questioning that makes life truly human. True wealth is not in your bank account. It is in the richness of your soul. A person can have all the money in the world and still have a poor, withered soul, shriveled by greed and fear. Conversely, a person can have very little and possess a rich, expansive, and courageous soul. Which person is truly wealthier? The world teaches you to care for your portfolio. Socrates teaches you to care for your soul. It is the only possession you will truly have forever. The man turns his back on the crowd. The sound of their empty applause fades. He is no longer performing for them. He is walking away from the stage, away from the easy validation and the comfortable lies. This is a moment of profound rebellion. It is the choice to value his own integrity over the opinion of the mob. It is a lonely choice, but it is also the first moment of true freedom. He is finally choosing his own path, even if he must walk it entirely alone. He shatters the mirror, not in a fit of rage, but with a calm, deliberate act. He is destroying the false image he has been worshiping for so long. The smiling, successful, popular man in the reflection was a prison. By breaking the mirror, he is accepting himself as he is. Flawed, uncertain, but real. He is choosing the messy truth of his own being over the clean lie of a perfect image. The sound of the glass shattering is the sound of his chains breaking. He now understands that ignorance is the only evil. Not poverty, not pain, not obscurity. Ignorance. The ignorance of one's own self, of the nature of the good. It is this ignorance that causes all the suffering, all the greed, all the hatred. To fight against ignorance, primarily in oneself, is therefore the highest moral calling. It is a battle fought not with swords, but with questions. Not on a battlefield, but in the quiet arena of your own mind. The focus shifts from having to being. The ultimate question changes from "what can I get?" to "who can I become?" Can I become more courageous, more temperate, more just, more wise? This is the work of a lifetime. It is the art of sculpting your own character. Every decision, every action is a chisel strike, either shaping you into a masterpiece of virtue or a deformed caricature of vice. You are the sculptor, and you are the stone. What will you create? He finds contentment in simplicity. He sits in a bare room with nothing but a wooden chair and a table. There are no distractions, no luxuries, and yet there is no emptiness. The richness is all inside him now. He has learned that the quality of his life is not determined by the abundance of his possessions, but by the quality of his thoughts. In this simplicity, he has found a peace that the most lavish palace could never provide. He is free from the tyranny of want. Dialogue with oneself and with others becomes the most important practice. Not debate, where the goal is to win, but dialogue, where the goal is to understand. The Socratic method is a shared journey toward truth. By questioning your own assumptions and listening to the perspectives of others, you polish the lens of your own understanding. Truth is not a dogma to be memorized. It is a discovery to be made together, through honest and rigorous conversation about the things that matter most. He accepts that the body is temporary. He has spent so much time and energy pampering it, decorating it, trying to preserve it from the inevitable march of time. Now he sees it for what it is, a vessel for the soul, a useful and valuable tool, but not the essence of who he is. His primary concern shifts to that which is timeless, his character, his wisdom, his virtue. Tending to the soul is preparing for eternity, while obsessing over the body is just decorating a house that is destined to crumble. The fear of death begins to recede. Socrates faced his own death with tranquility, arguing that a true philosopher should not fear it. Why fear what you do not know? Perhaps it is a peaceful, dreamless sleep. Or perhaps it is a journey to another place. The real tragedy is not death, but a life not truly lived. The fear of death makes us cling to trivialities. Releasing that fear allows us to live more bravely, more fully, more virtuously in the here and now. The world is now seen as a gymnasium for the soul. Every challenge, every difficult person, every setback is not a misfortune, but an opportunity. It is a chance to practice courage, or patience, or justice, or wisdom. A difficult boss is a chance to practice temperance. A financial loss is a chance to practice detachment. Life is no longer a series of random, unfortunate events, but a perfectly designed training ground for the cultivation of virtue. He finds a new kind of beauty. Not the superficial beauty of a model's face or a luxury car, but the deep, structural beauty of a virtuous soul. He learns to admire the courage of a friend, the integrity of a colleague, the wisdom of an elder. This is a beauty that does not fade with time, it only deepens. It is the harmonious order of a life well lived, a character well formed. This is the only beauty worth pursuing, because it is a beauty you become. The pursuit is over, the frantic chasing, the desperate striving, the endless wanting. It has all ceased. By turning inward, he has found the thing he was looking for, not a prize, but a state of being. A quiet, stable, inner peace that is not dependent on external circumstances. Happiness was never at the top of the mountain. It was the strength he built on the climb. It was the harmony he discovered within himself. It was there all along, waiting to be uncovered. This inner state is a fortress. When the storms of life come, and they will come, he is no longer destroyed by them. He has a shelter to retreat to. His inner peace, built on the bedrock of self-knowledge and virtue, cannot be shaken by the winds of fortune. This is true power. Not the power to control the world, but the power to not be controlled by it. It is the unshakable resilience of a soul that knows its own worth and is anchored in the good. The spectral figure of Socrates, the guide who started this journey with a question, now looks on with approval. His work is done. He did not give the man a single answer. He only taught him how to ask the right questions. He provided the tools, but the man had to do the hard work of building himself. The guide can point the way, but you and only you can walk the path. The ultimate responsibility for the state of your soul is always your own. This is the happiness they never told you about. It's not loud, it's not shiny, it doesn't scream for attention. It is the quiet, humming integrity of a well-ordered soul. It is the freedom from fear. It is the strength to be virtuous in a world of vice. It is the peace that comes from knowing who you are and living in alignment with that knowledge. It is not a destination to arrive at, but the very manner in which you travel through life. Now you see two paths before you. One is a wide, paved, brightly lit superhighway. It is crowded with people, all laughing, consuming, and moving fast. They all wear the same smiling masks. The road leads to a glittering city in the distance, a mirage of pleasure that promises everything. This is the easy path. This is the path of conformity, of the unexamined life. It requires no courage, no thought, no effort. You just have to go with the flow. The other path is different. It is a narrow, rugged, winding trail that goes up a steep mountain. It is often shrouded in mist and shadow. There is no one else on this path. To choose it means to walk alone. It is the path of self-examination, of questioning, of cultivating virtue. It is not a path of comfort. It is a path of struggle, challenge, and growth. It requires courage, discipline, and a willingness to face uncomfortable truths about yourself and the world. Our transformed man is now on this difficult path. He is not smiling. The climb is hard, the rocks are sharp, the wind pushes against him. This is the reality of the examined life. It is not a blissful, easy state of levitation. It is a conscious, deliberate, and often strenuous effort. Every step is a choice. Every obstacle is a test of his newfound character. He is not being punished, he is being forged. The struggle is the process of transformation itself. He encounters storms on his journey. These are moments of intense self-doubt, of confusion, of despair. The voices of the crowd echo from the valley below, tempting him to come back to the easy road. Why are you trying so hard? Just relax. Just be like everyone else. To resist this siren call requires immense inner strength. He must anchor himself in his own reason, in his commitment to the good, and keep climbing, even when the summit is completely obscured by the storm. But with the struggle comes a new kind of strength. His hands, though calloused, are now strong. His legs, though tired, are powerful. His gaze, though weary, is clear and focused. He is no longer the fragile man who needed the approval of others to feel worthy. He is becoming self-reliant, resilient. He is building an inner citadel, a fortress of character that is stronger than any external validation. He is not just climbing a mountain, he is becoming the mountain. Compare the two destinations. The easy highway leads to the glittering city, but upon arrival, the city is revealed to be a hollow facade. The golden buildings are just cheap props. The happy citizens are just mindless automatons. It is a city of distraction, a theme park of the soul, offering endless rides but no real substance. It is a place where people go to forget themselves, not to find themselves. It is the ultimate dead end, a beautiful trap. The difficult mountain path leads to a different kind of peak. There is no city here. There is only a simple, clear, panoramic view of reality. From this height, the climber can see everything for what it is. He sees the winding highway, the fake city, the vast wilderness. He is not above it all in a superior way, but he sees it with a clarity that was impossible from below. The reward for the climb is not a treasure, but perspective. It is the gift of sight. The joy found on this path is not the giddy excitement of the crowd. It is a deep, quiet, and stable contentment. It is the satisfaction of a craftsman who has done a difficult job well. It is the peace that comes from living in integrity, from knowing that you are striving to be the best version of yourself. It is not loud or flashy. It is a silent, unshakable confidence. It is the inner hum of a soul in harmony with itself. This path of transformation is available to everyone, but few choose to take it. It is easier to remain with the herd. It is more comfortable to accept the ready-made answers. To choose the Socratic path is to choose a life of constant learning, constant questioning, and constant growth. It is to accept that you are a work in progress and to find joy in the process of becoming, rather than waiting for a final state of perfection that will never arrive. The old self, the man who chased shadows, is gone. He was not destroyed, but integrated. The desire for happiness has not vanished. It has been transmuted. It is no longer a desperate hunger for external things, but a calm commitment to internal excellence. The man who stands on the summit is the same man who started in the valley, but he has been transformed by the journey. He has not gained the world. He has gained his own soul, which is infinitely more valuable. The journey inward is the greatest adventure. It is more challenging and more rewarding than climbing any physical mountain or exploring any unknown continent. It is the exploration of the final frontier, the self. It requires the courage of an explorer, the discipline of a scientist, and the humility of a student. But the treasure it yields, self-knowledge, integrity, and a resilient peace, is worth more than all the gold in the world. This is the hero's journey that truly matters. Now the transformation is complete. The man who was once a slave to opinion is now a master of himself. The man who was once a prisoner of his possessions is now free. The man who once lived in the darkness of ignorance now walks in the light of self-awareness. He has not found a magic secret to happiness. He has become the kind of person for whom happiness is the natural, inevitable state of being. He has become a philosopher, a lover of wisdom in the truest sense. He looks down from the summit, not with scorn for those below, but with compassion. He sees their struggle, their confusion, their frantic search in all the wrong places. He cannot walk the path for them. He cannot give them the truth. But his own transformation stands as a silent testament that another way is possible. His presence on the summit is a lighthouse, offering a beacon of hope for any other lost ships who are brave enough to look up from the storm. This strength is not aggressive or loud. It is quiet, calm, and centered. It is the strength of the ancient oak that bends in the wind but does not break. It is the strength of the deep river that flows around obstacles without struggle. He no longer needs to prove himself to anyone. His existence is its own justification. He has found his center of gravity within himself, and because of this, he is perfectly balanced, no matter how much the world around him shakes. The final step of the transformation is to bring this wisdom back into the world. It is not enough to sit alone on a mountaintop. A virtuous life must be lived among others. The challenge now is to engage with the world of traffic and commerce and difficult people, but to do so from this new center of peace and integrity. To be in the world, but not of the world. To be a calming presence in the chaos, a voice of reason in the noise. So now, the journey returns to you. You have seen the lie and the toll it takes. You have witnessed the unraveling of false comfort. You have been shown the Socratic truth that the state of your soul is the source of your life's quality. You have seen the two paths, the easy one leading to a hollow prize, and the difficult one leading to authentic strength. The story is no longer about him. It is about you. The choice is yours. Look at your own life. Where are you chasing external validation? What are the masks you wear every day? What are the inherited beliefs you have never bothered to question? These are not criticisms. They are the starting points for your own examination. Your life is the ultimate text, and you are the only one who can read it. The tools are simple: an honest question, a moment of quiet reflection, the courage to be truthful with yourself. The key is in your hands. It is the key to the prison of public opinion. It is the key to the cage of your own unexamined habits. No one can turn it for you. It may seem frightening to unlock the door and step out into the uncertainty of a self-directed life. It is far more comfortable to remain in a familiar prison. But freedom and growth are on the other side of that door. All you have to do is find the courage to turn the key. Start small. You don't have to abandon your life and live on a mountain. The work is done in the here and now. The next time you feel anger, ask why. The next time you want to buy something, ask, is this a need of my soul or a desire of my ego? The next time you are about to speak, ask, is this true? Is this kind? Is this necessary? Every moment is a chance to practice. Every choice is a chisel strike on the marble of your character. You hold the power of definition. The world will try to define success, happiness, and a good life for you. It will always define them in terms of things you can buy. You have the power to reject those definitions and create your own. Define success as integrity. Define wealth as wisdom. Define a good life as one spent in the cultivation of your own soul. When you define your own terms, you are no longer playing the world's rigged game. You are playing your own. Embrace the struggle. Do not seek a life without problems. That is a fantasy, and a boring one at that. Instead, pray for the strength to meet the problems that life gives you. See every obstacle as a worthy opponent sent to make you stronger. The goal is not to arrive at a place of permanent ease, but to become the kind of person who can thrive in the midst of difficulty. A ship is not built to stay in the harbor. It is built to master the sea. The journey ends where it began, with you. The transformed man, calm and powerful, is a symbol of your own potential. He is the person you could become if you choose the path of examination. He is not a special hero. He is an ordinary person who made an extraordinary choice, the choice to value truth over comfort, integrity over approval, and wisdom over wealth. He is what happens when you stop asking what the world can give you and start asking who you can be. What they never told you about happiness is that it was never about happiness at all. It was always about virtue. It was always about knowledge. It was always about the courageous and difficult art of caring for your own soul. Happiness is just the beautiful aroma given off by a life that is being lived correctly. Stop chasing the scent and start tending the flower from which it blooms. That flower is your own character, your own mind, your own soul. The final, challenging question remains. It is the question that Socrates asked the citizens of Athens, and the question that echoes through the ages to you now. Are you living a life that is truly worth living? Are you examining your beliefs, your actions, your purpose? Or are you a passenger in your own existence, letting the currents of society carry you where they will? The greatest tragedy is not to die, but to have never truly lived. The path is lit. The choice is clear. It will not be easy. You will have to walk alone at times. You will be tempted by the comforts of conformity. You will have to fight your own inner demons of laziness and fear. But the reward is immeasurable. It is the freedom, the peace, and the unshakable integrity of a soul that knows itself and is the master of its own domain. It is the only prize in this life that is truly worth winning.